Looks pretty cold out there, doesn't it? Yeah, 18. Rock on, wintertime, let's go. The 9320 was nestled snug in her bed with visions of just spreading manure without giving me any issues today. Just running through her head. Here we go, ladies. Come on now. Backside, gotta clean you out. There we go. Morning, ladies. Here we go. Come on now. There we go. Time to wake up. And good morning to you guys. Happy Saturday. Hope everyone's staying warm. Welcome back to the channel. I am Dalton. This is Armson Farms. For those of you guys who are new, we are obviously dairy farmers in Western New York, right at the peak. We're technically in Wyoming County, but we are right where Wyoming, Livingston, and Genesee meet up together. We've got land in all three, which isn't saying anything. We're not really spread out very much. All of our land is very close, but like I said, we are right at the peak of all three counties. So, welcome to the channel if you're new. If you're a return viewer, welcome back. Today, we are going to be hauling manure. It's not supposed to get above 20 degrees all day, so the ground should be plenty firm enough to move manure. We don't have to spread a ton. We have to get our old lagoon emptied out. It's got a lot of sand, a lot of bunk runoff, and a fair amount of manure in it. We have to get that cleaned out so we can dig the sand out. And once we get the sand dug out, we're going to be filling that lagoon in with fill dirt and eliminating this lagoon. There's probably 700,000 gallons in that lagoon that we have to get moved. So a few good days and we should be good. It looks like all next week is supposed to be cold. Come on, Betty White. Betty White here. Just a snoozing this morning. As I was saying, it looks like all next week's going to be cold, so we should have all next week to get done what we got to get done. Big Solomon cow here. You can really tell the difference between a type cow and a genomic cow. Look at the size difference in these animals. She's too big for our farm. Our parlor, she doesn't really fit in the greatest because she is so big and so long. But it works out, huh, Betty White? Yeah. We make it work, don't we? You don't mind. Yeah, you don't mind. What? Do what? Don't give me sass. Anyways, guys, follow along. Hopefully we get a nice smooth day. Potentially throwing a drone in the air, but I don't know. We are supposed to have a pretty windy day, so if it's too windy, maybe not. We'll see. Follow along. Got a few of my absolute favorites on the pack ready to calve. First and foremost, we got Bugsy. Hi, Bugsy. Those of you guys who have not met Bugsy, you can see why we call her Bugsy. This is an old noble cow. She's nothing special to look at, but she does make a lot of milk. She's kind of just got bug eyes. She's goofy. Huh. Yeah, you're a goofy one. And my personal favorite, Cleveland. This is one of my, she's a Jersey cross. It goes back to a Jersey that came from Mason Zimba. Accidentally got ran with a Holstein bull. He was a lad P from Tiger Lily. So it's kind of funny. You take the best genetics from two breeds and put them together. This is what you get 3 generations later. We've just been breeding the Jersey out of the crossbreeds of that family, and they are making really, really good cows. She's got a captain daughter who is pregnant to Lodi, and she is also pregnant to Lodi. Obviously about ready to calve. Just a really sound cow. This is a captain. She's one of my mother-in-law's cows. Just a really good numbers cow. This will be her second lactation. And then that heifer back there, she's also headed into her second lactation. and she is also a captain. She is a captain out of, give me a second, out of a Tahiti, out of a big Rubicon that Cheryl bought at the, I believe, the Cornell Harvest Sale. So also good numbers on that heifer there. So we've got some good ones. A little concerned about this one. She's not due till the 20th, but she's carrying twins. Twins are always harder on the cow, so we've got our eyes peeled on her because she's a good one. So what do you think? Huh? Yeah, you were TikTok famous yesterday, you know that? You were for sure. So, and then obviously we got some others on the pack, but there are 4 that are might not be the best on the farm, but certainly worth watching. Look at that. Plugging them in makes the difference. It does. The 8200 fired up without too much headache. There's no real way to plug this tractor in without pulling the entire pump out, which if it was going to be much colder, I would probably have to consider doing that. But she fired up all right today. I am going to need fuel. Grandpa's got the service truck headed to town for a parts run, so I'll have to let him know when he gets back to please bring some fuel over. We will test the PTO, make sure she's all free. Bingo. We are locked and loaded. Let's get after it. All right, we are under motion. Manure is getting from the pond to the spreader. As long as everything is drained at night, everything starts in the morning, we should be just fine to spread in the cold. Yesterday we ended up dropping the lagoon about 18 inches, I'd say. And today should be a bigger day. We're getting started a couple hours earlier yet, so. And I won't have to shut down. Last night, those of you guys who watched the video yesterday, I shut down at 4:30, washed the tractor off, and I greased this whole rig front to back. Anticipating plenty of spreading in this cold weather, not really wanting to do it in this cold, so feels good to have that done. But anyways, today we should, that'll be another 4 to 5 loads at least at the end of the day that we can get out. So all right guys, so I got this these short rows up top here done. Those of you guys who didn't see my video yesterday, I leave the bottom down through this dip here just to try to prevent runoff. You can see it kind of finds its way down there. This manure is pretty thick right now, and it's freezing fast. It's currently like 18 degrees, about 30-mile-an-hour winds out there are making this, feels like 0. So I got these short rows done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to work across the rows this way, mainly because the rows are too long for me to get from one end to the other anyways, and it's an easy way to leave that dip without having to shut off the spreader down in there. So I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna work this way, and I don't like doing short rows with the manure spreader. I don't like doing short rows with anything, to be honest with you. So by going this way, I'm able to make my rows longer, and I'm able to not have to go through that dip every load, and I'm always facing downhill when I get empty. That's another nice thing, because this spreader is a front unload, which I believe most are. Our trucks rear unload. That's why I made the comment, but most tractor spreaders are front unload. So you like to be facing downhill when you get towards the end. So this also helps that way. And it's not overly rough, and I'm literally in second gear when I'm spreading, so I shut my valves to the back off because it's a little bit of an uphill jog coming up the road. And if this thing is all the way full and you go up a hill, it will kind of dribble a little bit. And I don't want to make a mess of the road. So I shut the valves. That's why it took a minute there to get up and get going, because I had to switch the valves over. That's also how you agitate the machine. You open the valve on one pipe and close the valve on the other, and then it'll just recirculate itself. Instead of throwing it out the back, it dumps it back into the tank in the back. So I had a comment on yesterday's video wondering how we liked, yeah, you can really see that wind now. Wondering how we like the NUHN tank, if there's anything I would change about it. The only thing, you know, it's a downfall with any tank without steering. If you're on hay ground and you turn real sharp, you will dig, but also at the same time you shouldn't be turning that sharp even if you have steering. So I guess that's really the only complaint. And I'm not a big fan of the float on top. I don't know what other styles there are, but this one definitely gets stuck a lot, freezes a lot. I've dumped used oil on it. I grease it regularly. And like today, it's just frozen down. I broke it free when I started, but it's froze down again. So here's what it is. I just kind of wait till it bubbles up and shut the pump off real quick. But yeah, I have no complaints about this spreader really at all. The reason we went with it, it's a lot less grease fittings, and with a big tandem, you don't have all of those steering components underneath the spreader to wear out. That's one thing I really didn't like about the Huel, the James Way, the Val Metal. Anything with steering components is just that much more stuff to wear out. So that's why we went with the Magnum NUHN. So I just figured I'd point that out. All right, well, we are gonna head home for lunch. I just popped the knife valves open, even though I'll only be gone for an hour. I just don't trust. I mean, with this severe cold, I don't trust that something's not going to freeze in an hour while I'm gone. One thing I did want to share, so I do realize, guys, some farms don't stop for lunch. Like if I were to have packed my lunch, I'd have gained another hour of spreading, which currently I'm getting 6 loads an hour. So I'd have gained another 6 loads today, which 6 times 9, yada, yada, yada. I get it. We're losing thousands and thousands of gallons of production today. But to me, number one priority is and always will be family. So by getting to take a lunch every day, even for only an hour, that's 45 more minutes I get to spend with my wife and kids. So those of you guys wondering how we're able to take a lunch every day, we just do. Something we've always done at this farm. Even if we're harvesting or whatever, we stop for lunch 99% of the time. There are very rare occasions, if it's going to rain or something like that, where we will work through lunch. But for the most part, we stop for lunches, we shut down before dark, and we take Sundays off unless it is our Sunday to do cow chores. No field work ever gets done on Sundays. So just wanted to share that too, because I realize that's not the norm, but that's something that we take very seriously at this farm, and we think is a priority, getting to spend that little bit of extra time every day with our families. So just wanted to share that. Another thing I was just thinking about as I was seeing the wind, one thing I really like about this new barn is we got these steel pipes on our curtains that stop the curtains from flapping. All of our old barns have the nylon straps, but the problem with those is they go like this. They're constantly vibrating. It wears them out and they rip. So this was a really cool upgrade, going to these steel pipes. It seems like common sense. I don't know why we didn't always do it, but yeah, I thought that was I was just thinking of it as I was watching the wind flap the straps down here. I could show you guys what I mean. Kind of buzz down. So these these have these straps on them, and you guys can't see it, but there's a handful of them missing down through there. And if I zoom in, you can see the rip in that one right there. Just from vibrating constantly from the wind, it rips those nylons. So the new barns having the pipe is a really cool upgrade. Back from lunch now, putting a little bit of fuel in this tractor. This winter, I gotta get a longer hose. You gotta get this truck right on the edge of this drop off here. And you can just stretch it out to reach out there. So yeah, I gotta get another hose hook onto this thing, for sure. guys, well, we're gonna hang it up for the night. We just had ourselves a 45 load day, which is pretty crazy. It's very foamy manure, so those aren't full loads. Oh shoot. I gotta switch that over to agitate or over to load, and I left the remote in the other tractor. It is crazy windy out. You can see this is just a mist from that load stand. It is like 45 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour winds. It's no fun. No fun at all. So now I gotta go back up there and get the remote. Gosh darn it. But anyways, you can see we're down probably 5-6 feet. Really put a dent in her. Probably 2 more days and this thing would be empty. So that is great news. Made great progress. Had a real good day. We're gonna get the heck out of here and call it a weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys got something from this. Hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. As always, tell everyone about the Goofy Dairy Farmer on YouTube, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.